I've hurt my wife deeply and I need help fixing it. I'm 21 male and my wife 22 female have been together since we were in middle school. We have loved each other unconditionally the entire time, but I've been slowly slipping and screwing up time after time and I need help to fix this and build our relationship back to what it was before, but make it stronger and better. Here are the biggest things that happened to lead us to now. We talked about a push present for when my son was born, but I didn't get her anything for it, even after she expressed wanting one, and I had told her that I'd get her something. In my defense, I was about to be deployed, so it was a lot going on, but still, it was our first child and she didn't want anything big, just something that showed I cared for her and loved her. I told her that I'd make it up to her and never did. First Mother's Day, she celebrated as a new mom. I didn't do any decorations, and I got her only a bakeware pan that was shipped broken. She liked the dish, but it was broken. I told her that I'd return it for a new one, and I never did. I told her that I'd make it up to her and never did. She gave me a very intimate gift for Valentine's Day, and I showed little to no reaction. We were already having a few issues in bed due to ED caused by stress and anxiety, so she was trying to help by giving me a sexy photo book that she put a lot of effort into. I told her that I'd make it up to her and never did. Then, more recently, we had a date planned for lunch on the day that I had off. She would be out of work for lunch around 12 to 12:30. I went to a card shop about 20 minutes away from her work thinking that I was right down the road. We recently moved, so I was confused, but still. Well, she was so happy to see me and go on this date just to walk outside and realize I wasn't there and wouldn't be there for another 20 minutes. I told her that I'd make it up to her and never did. If you haven't noticed the pattern yet, I have a problem with saying I'll make it up to her and then dropping the ball over and over again after dropping the ball on major things. I don't want to lose my wife because of the broken promises and selfishness. The straw that broke the camel's back though was New Year's actually. We planned on spending time together for New Year's and instead, I was selfish and played online with my cousins for hours, which ate away at our time together. Then when she expressed she was upset about it, I didn't even try to talk to her about it. I pretty much just shrugged and tried to move past it. Then we just went to get ready for bed. Missed the clock turning to midnight, no kiss or anything, just let it pass. I let my wife go into New Year upset and questioning if I truly loved her or if I was with her for convenience. I love that woman more than I can express in any conceivable manner. I would do anything for her. I would hike the tallest mountain just to get her the flower that she wants at the top that only grows there. I would give her the clothes on my back and the breath in my lungs to make sure that she was comfortable and could breathe. She's an absolute angel. She's given me every chance every time. She's the smartest, sweetest, most beautiful, amazing woman that I've ever known. She still gives me butterflies when I look at her, when I think of her, when I kiss her. She loves me and shows me how much she loves me. I never questioned our love and I cannot ever forgive myself for making her question mine. Why do I keep messing up and hurting us both? I need help. How do I fix this? I never want her to question my love for her or our relationship again. I feel like I'm losing the love of my life. She's perfect in my eyes, my dream girl. I don't want to lose her. I can't lose her. Am I in the wrong for not wanting to share my birthday with my dead twin anymore? I, 16 female here, soon to be 17 in 3 days. I was a twin. My brother died hours after birth. He was 5 minutes older than me. I was told my mother went into deep depression, but with help got better over time. I've watched videos of my birthdays from 1 to 6 years old, and me sharing my birthday with my brother has started since my first birthday. There's always that 5 minutes of remembrance and honor for him, and instead of having one candle on my cake, there will always be extra or extras for him. As a kid, I didn't really understand or mind it because I got to blow out extra candles. When I was 8, I did question it and they told me that it was in remembrance of my brother since we share the same birthday. This carried on until my 16th, that I didn't get to celebrate because I ended up being in the hospital. My grandpa showed up at the hospital while I was recovering and wished me and only me a happy birthday. After he left, I realized I love that he only acknowledged me. I realized I didn't want to keep sharing my birthday with my brother, but then I felt guilty. I did try to speak to my parents about just me celebrating my birthday this year, but I was brushed off. Now we come to what happened 4 days ago, and my grandpa, who was the official cake maker in the family, asked what type of cake I wanted. I told him and added firmly with only 17 candles, please. My parents were in the next room, and immediately they came in demanding to know what I was doing, that I should know that the other 17 candles were there for my brother, and I ended up crying and told them that he's not even here and I am. I can't remember everything that was said, but there was a lot of shouting with me and my parents and my grandpa, and me being told that I'm selfish and need to stop being self-centered. My grandpa left with me. I've been at his house since the big fight. I've been crying a lot and Grandpa has been here for me, but I feel so guilty and need to ask, am I in the wrong?
My secret is 20 years old and is still going to this day. My name is Soraya. I am a beautician from London. I want you to know that this story is extremely personal to me, so please be gentle where you can. Always.
That's actually such a great reminder.
Yeah. Here's the gist of it. For 20 years, I have been in an on-again, off-again relationship with my married best friend, Matthew. He got married 15 years ago. I am convinced he's my soulmate. I'll go back a bit. We met at school here in London when we were teenagers. We were close instantly and have always had an electric chemistry. We tried dating in the early days, but it didn't quite work out. He then met the woman who would become his wife and the mother of his children when we were in our early 20s, and they got married in 2008. He's now an extremely successful businessman who is worth millions. In 2012, Matt and I tried to restart our relationship as lovers. Only on a romantic trip in Rome, we had an explosive argument, a massive disagreement, that ended with me abandoning him in a foreign country and flying home by myself. We then started sleeping together again in 2015, but I wasn't really clear on where it was all heading, so I eventually ended it. Despite the volatility and the breakups, we always kept in touch and spoke all the time because we're best friends and can't stay away from each other. Fast forward to last August and we gave it another crack. Secretly, of course. We are still seeing each other to this day. Only, this time, it's different. We are madly, wildly in love with each other this time around. Our emotions have intensified and Matt has expressed his deep love for me. He even told me he will leave his wife at the end of the year so we can finally be together in the open. Here's the thing. The people in my life know about Matt and me, kind of. My family believes that Matt and his wife separated and that they now live in different houses, which is obviously not true. My parents, my siblings, and my best friend all believe this version of events. His family, however, does not know we even continued our friendship after high school. They have no idea that we have been in each other's lives like this deeply. Matt has kept me such a secret. His children probably don't even know that I exist, let alone am the love of his life. Here's my dilemma. Now that we are getting closer to the end of the year, Matt has pushed the date for us to be back together for another year.
I fucking knew this would happen. Okay, sorry.
Smell a rat! He says his wife isn't mentally ready for him to leave her and says he's worried about what she might do if he leaves before she's adequately prepared. He's also concerned about his son who is in school. Matt believes this news will affect his academic performance. When he tells me this, I remind him that my parents split when I was in school and my grades got better, not worse, and that their split was one of the best things to ever happen to me. But this has had little impact. Now, the earliest chance of us really building a life together out in the open is the end of 2024. Part of me feels that he will continue to do this until I get tired of it again, but the other part truly believes this time is different. This time around, Matt has told a lot of his friends and has had me meet some of his employees. I often meet him back at his office, so his colleagues absolutely know about us, which was never the case back in 2012 or 2015. I know that Matthew is my soulmate. In fact, I've been told he was my twin flame, which was a term I wasn't actually familiar with. When I googled it, everything clicked and made total sense. How long should I wait for him when I know he's the love of my life?
Am I wrong for ruining Christmas and being upset that the only gifts I got for my family were joke gifts? For some background, my family likes to play pranks with Christmas and birthday gifts. It's nothing new. I, female 21, as well as my 5 siblings from 29 to 37 have all been pranked on our birthdays and Christmas, but it's usually 1 to 2 gifts. This Christmas, though, I was the only person to get all joke gifts. For example, I unwrapped a MacBook from my brother, but when I opened it, it was just chocolate, which I don't eat, so I gave it away. The real MacBook was actually given to my sister inside a bag she wanted. Another gift was what I thought was a book I put on my Christmas list, but it was just a book cover put on a dictionary. And when I asked my mom about the book, she told me she gave it to my sister-in-law. This went on and on with each present my siblings or parents had given me. AirPods was just a charger block, adapter, gift cards were used and had a $0 balance, a card with Monopoly money, and so on, totaling about 12 joke gifts. I went out of my way to get everybody something they wanted or they'd like, and I didn't get anything. At this point, I was bummed, so I went to the living room to watch TV with my boyfriend. At dinner, they all talked about their gifts and how much they loved them, and my dad asked why I didn't say anything about mine. I said there wasn't much to say, and everybody but my boyfriend laughed, and my mom said it was no big deal as everybody's got some joke gifts. But I responded that all my gifts were joke gifts, and that's when my dad told me to relax and there's always next Christmas. Not wanting to argue, I told my boyfriend I wanted to leave and we can spend the rest of Christmas break with his family. Am I wrong for ruining Christmas and being upset that the only gifts I got for my family were joke gifts? My family got mad and told me not to go and just stay because it wasn't serious, but I still left and put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I had several missed calls and texts from my family calling me names like ungrateful, sensitive, and childish. They said that I ruined Christmas and made my parents upset because I left. Well, the next day, I exchanged and opened gifts with my boyfriend and his family, and one of the gifts I got was the book I wanted. I decided to post it on Instagram story, and not even 0 minutes after posting it, my sister sent a screenshot of my story to the family group chat. They basically got mad at me for leaving and told me I ruined Christmas over some presents. Then they said I owe everybody, especially my parents, an apology, because my mom spent New Year's sad because of my actions. So now I want an outside party to tell me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong for being upset about the gifts and for leaving?